muscle defect, and that's why this person cannot give or bring out some specific type of speech or language production. Okay, so this is called dysarthria. Now what is aphonia? Aphonia means here there is a defect of vocal cord. There is a defect in vocal cord. Defect in vocal cord, so they cannot produce any sound. So cannot produce sound. So there is no defect in the brain, there is no defect in the muscles of speech production, there is no global disease, but there is a defect in the vocal cord. Okay, the person cannot produce any sound. Though they can understand the voice, they can analyze the sound, they want to give the lectures, but they are defect in vocal cord, so they cannot bring out the speech. So these are the disorders of speech. Okay, the most important is aphasia, because that is related to the neurological point of view. Aphasia is very much important. Of course, these are also important, but most important thing you should not forget is the aphasia or dysphasia, because here the defect lies in the speech centers of the brain or speech centers of the language centers of the brain, like Wernicke's area or Broca's area or other parts of the brain, and that's why it is of the center of interest for almost for all neurologists. Okay, so we will discuss aphasia. So what is aphasia? It is defect in the or lesion in the brain, especially the speech centers of the brain, Wernicke's centers or Broca's centers, ultimately leads to the aphasia. Now we will describe the various types of aphasia. So number one is motor aphasia. Number two is number one is motor aphasia. Number two is sensory aphasia. Number three is global aphasia. And number five is Number four is dissociated language syndrome. So it is again divided into conduction aphasia, pure word deafness, pure word blindness, anomic aphasia, Okay, so we have described the various disorders of speech centers. These are the aphasia, these are disturbing the speech, dysarthria and aphonia, and we know the mechanism and how to define it. Now we will discuss the aphasia or dysphasia, which is because of the defect in the brain centers like motor speech area or motor or sensory speech area. So it is divided into a series of aphasia. So number one is motor aphasia. What is motor aphasia? Motor aphasia is also known as Broca's aphasia because the lesion lies in the Broca's area, which is also known as area number 44 and 45. So all of you know Broca's area function is there. It takes the sensory impulse from the Wernicke's area and help in development of motor pattern of speech. Can you understand? So there in Broca's motor aphasia, what you will see, if there is a lesion in the motor aphasia, here the person cannot develop new words. They cannot develop new words, or they will have very few words. Can you understand? So because there is a defect in Broca's area, so Broca's area is responsible for development of motor pattern of speech. So without Broca's area, or if there is a lesion or defect, so motor words cannot be, motor pattern of words or motor pattern of speech cannot be developed, and that's why person will produce very few words or no words at all. Can you understand? So this is called motor aphasia. or if they speak out also, their words does not have any meaning. Can you understand? They cannot bring of course here the Wernicke area is intact, angular gyrus is intact, visual and sensory impulse coming from the visual cortex or auditory cortex, it is intact. So person can hear the sound, they can visualize the sound, they can understand the meaning of the sound, but they cannot express the words. Can you understand? So this is called motor aphasia. Next, that is because of also known as Broca's area, Broca's aphasia, because lesion lies in the Broca's center, which is nothing but area number 44 and 45. Next comes the sensory aphasia. What is sensory aphasia? Sensory aphasia means it is because of the lesion in the Wernicke's area, which is nothing but the area number 22. Here, actually the stimulus is coming from visual or auditory cortex. So the stimulus coming to the sensory cortex, sensory motor speech centers or Wernicke's area. Because of the defect in the Wernicke's area, the words meaning cannot be understood. So they cannot analyze the words or interpret the meaning of the words or whatever sound or voice the person hear. Because of that, they cannot interpret the meaning of the sound, and whatever impulse, if possible, the motor area, motor area speech center is intact because lesion lies in the sensory center or Wernicke's area. Can you understand? And because of that, what will happen? Then person cannot understand the meaning of the words, and they will produce some words which has no meaning or meaningless. So that is called neologism. So neologism is seen in sensory aphasia, and also here the person will speak very fluently. So that is also known as fluent aphasia. Can you understand? Here the person will speak, but the words which the person is uttering or the speech the person is uttering has no meaning. They will use new words. So meaningless new words and fluency in speech is seen in sensory aphasia, also known as Wernicke's aphasia, and also called fluent aphasia. Again I am telling, it is also called fluent aphasia. Here you will see neologism. Here you will see neologism means meaningless new words person will utter, and the speech the person will give will be very fluent but without any meaning or without any understanding the meaning of that. And new words will come out which does not bring out any meaning. So without meaning, the person will speak very fluently but without any meaning. So we call it fluent aphasia or neologism, and it is seen in sensory aphasia. Next comes the global aphasia. What is global aphasia? In global aphasia is because of lesion in the Wernicke's area plus Broca's area. So if there is a lesion in the Wernicke's and Broca's area together, we call it global aphasia. Here the person cannot understand any words, cannot interpret any words, neither it can produce any words. So ultimately the person will be limited to no words. The person cannot go for any, neither write nor read. In case of total aphasia, we will see in case of global aphasia, it is because of lesion in the Wernicke's and Broca's area. Here the person neither can read, neither can write. So person cannot read or write, and at the same time the speech production will be hampered because lesion is in the both sensory area as well as motor area. We call it global aphasia. Next comes the dissociative language syndrome. Dissociative language syndrome is because of lesion in some other areas of the brain but not in the motor or sensory areas. Can you understand? In some parts of the brain which is responsible for transmission of the sound or language production or speech production. So that is called dissociative language syndrome. Number one is conduction aphasia. What is conduction aphasia? In conduction aphasia, what is conduction aphasia? Conduction means, okay, one thing I forget to tell you, very important thing is that suppose this is a Wernicke's area number 22, and this is the Broca's area, this is the area number 44, 45. I told you there is some connection, and this connection is called arcuate fasciculus. Arcuate, what is arcuate fasciculus? Is nothing but a network of nerves, a network of neurons. Okay, it's a neuronal connections or neuronal projections from the Wernicke's area to the Broca's area, it transfers the sensory interpretation of the speech towards the Broca's area. Wernicke's area will take the information from the auditory cortex or visual cortex and pass it to the Broca's area by the arcuate fasciculus. Now, it helps in conduction of the speech signal from Wernicke's area to Broca's area. So, if there is a lesion in the arcuate fasciculus, it leads to development of conduction aphasia. So, what is conduction aphasia? Conduction aphasia means aphasia or inability to do speech and or give out proper expression of language due to defect in the conduction of speech, and which is because of the defect in the lesion in the arcuate fasciculus. Okay, because of lesion in the arcuate fasciculus. So, what is conduction aphasia? Conduction aphasia is because of lesion in the arcuate fasciculus, which help in conduction of the sensory impulse from the Wernicke's area to the Broca's area, and that's why the sign symptom will be just like sensory aphasia. The sign symptoms will be like sensory aphasia. Can you understand? So, what is conduction aphasia? Conduction aphasia is because of the defect in conduction of the speech impulse from the Wernicke's area to Broca's area, and the sign symptom will be like Wernicke's area. Here, Wernicke's area is intact, Broca's area also intact, but the signal from the Wernicke's area cannot enter the Broca's area. Can you understand? And that's why the sign symptom will be like sensory aphasia. Okay. Next come pure word deafness. From the meaning we can understand word deafness. Deafness means the person cannot hear. Word means the person cannot hear any word. But is it the person cannot hear? Is it because of the person there is a defect in hearing loss? No. The person, of course, the pure word deafness means the person cannot hear some word, but he can actually, there is no auditory result or auditory stimulus is analyzed. Okay, there is no defect in the hearing. There is no defect in the cochlea, so person can really hear the words, but because of defect in some part of brain, what will happen? The person cannot analyze the listening words, cannot understand the listened words. Actually here the defect lies in the superior temporal gyrus. The defect lies in the superior temporal gyrus, and here the person cannot write following a dictation. Suppose in case of children in class, the teacher is dictating, the student cannot write, listening to the dictation. Can you understand? This problem is that whatever person, the audiometry test is positive, means the person can hear the person, but because of some defect, the superior temporal gyrus, the person cannot. What the person cannot do? The person cannot understand the meaning of the words which he is hearing. So that's why it leads to a type of deafness. We call it pure word deafness, and cannot analyze the auditory stimulus. They cannot analyze the word auditory stimulus, and this is also known as auditory visual agnosia. This is also known as auditory agnosia. Verbal auditory agnosia. Pure word deafness because of lesion in superior temporal gyrus, and it is here the person cannot analyze auditory stimulus. It is also known as verbal auditory agnosia. So whatever sound the person is hearing, he cannot find out the meaning of the words. They cannot interpret the meaning of the words, and that's why you call it pure word deafness. But person is not really deaf. The actually audiometry test shows that the person is hearing, but they cannot find out the meaning of the words. That's why they cannot produce any speech. Can you understand? So that is known as pure word deafness, and more specifically I should say pure word deafness can be seen in sensory aphasia also. Pure word deafness can be seen in sensory aphasia also. Next comes the pure word blindness. What is pure word blindness? Pure word blindness is also known as alexia without agraphia. Pure alexia without so they cannot visualize any words because there is a the person can see. They are not blind actually, but they because of some lesion in some centers they cannot analyze the whatever they are seeing. So they are not almost blind to, they cannot read out of the whatever they are seeing. When they are seeing some written words, they cannot speak out or they cannot read it. So this is called pure word blindness. It is also known as alexia without agraphia, and they can analyze the sound which they are hearing. So they can analyze the sound which they are hearing because they hear the more, but they cannot read, written words. So whatever they are seeing through their eyes, they cannot read it. Actually, there is no defect in vision, but defect lies in the centers which is responsible for analysis of the visualization of the words. Can you understand? So this is called, but they can hear, they have auditory response is good, they can hear the sound, they can bring out the meaning from the auditory stimulus, but they cannot read any written words. Can you understand? And this is also called known as verbal visual agnosia. Means whatever they are seeing, they cannot recognize it, they cannot read it, they cannot interpret it. Can you understand? This is called pure word blindness, also known as alexia without agraphia. And they means they cannot read written words. So whatever they are seeing through their eyes, they cannot interpret it, they cannot bring out the meaning of it, they cannot read it. Okay? So this is called pure word blindness. Next come pure word mutism. What is pure word mutism? It is a loss of capacity to speak. Here the person, those who can has quality of speak, the person who can speak, suddenly they lose the capacity to speak. This is called pure word mutism. And this is because of lesion in the, this is also known as aphemia. Pure word mutism. This is also known as aphemia. Here cannot speak. The person loses its capacity to speak. Can you understand? So those person who have the earlier quality or capacity to talk or do speech, they suddenly lose the capacity to speak or making speech or communicate with language. So this is called pure word mutism, and it is also known as aphemia, and is also known as pure motor aphasia. It is also known as pure motor aphasia. So this is also known as pure word mutism. Okay, the person will stop speaking. They can interpret the sound, they can understand the scene, whatever they are seeing, they can interpret the meaning, but they cannot speak. Okay, so this is called pure word mutism. Next one is called anomic aphasia. Anomic. What is anomic aphasia? What is anomic aphasia? In anomic aphasia, this is seeing the lesion of angular gyrus. Anomic aphasia is because of lesion in the angular gyrus. Here the person cannot understand any written words. The person cannot understand written words and picture. Or written words. The person cannot understand picture. When a person visualizes a picture or in words, they cannot understand it. Can you understand? Though they are seeing it, but they cannot understand the meaning. And actually, the lesion here, the defect is in the angular gyrus, and Actually, all of you know the angular gyrus is responsible for relaying the or transferring the visual impulse to the sensory speech area, that is Wernicke's area. So if there is a lesion in the Wernicke's area, the visual impulse is not transferred to the sensory speech area, Wernicke's area, and that's why they cannot understand the picture or written words. Anyone? They can visualize the object. The visual impulse is good. They can analyze the sound, analyze the words, what are they are seeing, but they cannot understand the picture because lesion in the angular gyrus. Okay. Now, last but not the least is transcortical aphasia. What is transcortical aphasia? In transcortical aphasia, the person cannot initiate a speech. They cannot start a speech. They can understand the speech. They can give a lecture, but there is a problem in some areas which connects the language centers. There is a problem in some areas or language area which connects the other part of the cortex. So if there is a defect in the language area connecting other part of cortex, we call it transcortical aphasia. Here the person cannot initiate a language or person cannot initiate a speech. Can you understand? So that is called transcortical aphasia. So again I am telling dissociated language syndrome is divided into conduction aphasia, pure word deafness, pure word blindness, anomic aphasia, transcortical aphasia, pure word mutism. So what is conduction aphasia? He has lesion in the arcuate fasciculus, so sensory impulse from the Wernicke's area cannot travel to the Broca's area. That's why the sign symptom is like sensory aphasia. What is pure word deafness? Here deafness means here person can hear the sound because audiometry test is positive, means the person can hear the sound, but problem is that whatever they are hearing, they cannot interpret it or bring out the meaning of it. Can you understand? So it leads in pure word deafness. What is pure word blindness? Here the person cannot interpret the words which are written. They cannot speak out the written words. What is anomic aphasia? Anomic aphasia means there is a lesion in the angular gyrus. They cannot understand the picture. They cannot understand the picture of the or written words. And what is transcortical aphasia? Transcortical aphasia means here person cannot initiate a sound or cannot initiate a speech. Can you understand? So these are the various types of dissociation language syndrome. These are called dissociation language syndrome. Last but not the least, we will discuss something about some other language disorder. Some other language disorder we will discuss. Other language disorder. We will discuss some other language disorder. Number one is, what is number one? Agraphia. Agraphia means the person cannot write. But those person who has the capacity of writing, they lost the capacity to write. Previously, those person who has the previous quality of writing, they lost the quality of writing. Cannot write. Cannot write. So we call it agraphia. So and another one, any other is it may be because of disorders of articulation. Disorders of articulation are, it may be because of neuromuscular disorder. If there is a defect in the neuromuscular disorder, neuromuscular junction or muscular problem, the speech muscles cannot work, or speech muscles or for production of speech and language cannot work, and that's why it leads to disorders of articulation and ultimately leads to language disorder. Any other important language disorder is there? It is called disorders of phonation. Phonation defect. We can also call it aphonia. It is due to vocal cord lesion. When there is a defect in the vocal cord, the person cannot produce any sound, neither they can communicate with any language. Okay? So both speech and language is affected. We call it aphonia, and there is phonation defect, and it is due to vocal cord lesion. Okay? So this comes under other language disorder. Okay? So here we are almost finished. So I try to summarize a little bit. So what is speech? Speech is nothing but the way of expression of one's idea and thought with the production of sound. And what is language? Is a means of communication. It's a means of communications of one's idea and thought, which is associated with various language centers of brain. So what are the various language and speech centers of brain? Language or speech centers of brain are all divided into receptive area and execution area, also known as sensory speech area and motor speech area. So there are, for better understanding, there are two important sensory area. One is sensory speech area, what is known as Wernicke's area, and another one is Broca's area, which is also known as motor speech area. So what is sensory speech area? Sensory speech area is nothing but, is also known as Wernicke's area number 22. It is present in the superior temporal gyrus or temporal lobe or parieto-temporo-occipital association cortex. Okay, it is responsible for analyzing the whatever sound it gets through auditory stimulus or via visual stimulus. Whatever stimulus it is getting, it analyze and bring out the meaning of it, interpret it, and pass it to the Broca's area or motor speech area. And what is Broca's area? Broca's area is also known as motor speech area, and it is the area number 44 and 45 present in the frontal lobe, and it plays important role in development of motor pattern of speech. So motor pattern of speech, whatever the interpretation of the sensory stimulus via the Wernicke's, it enters the Broca's. From Broca's, it will transfer to motor area and help in production of sound, production of speech, and production of language or communication via language. Can you understand? So lesion in the motor speech area or sensory area leads to aphasia. What is aphasia? Aphasia is because of defect in the speech or language due to lesion in the certain brain centers, certain speech centers or certain language centers of brain. So number one is, there are various types of aphasia. Now most important is sensory aphasia. Sensory aphasia is also called fluent aphasia. What you will see here defect lies in the lesion in the Wernicke's area number 22, and because of that the person cannot interpret or bring out the meaning of the stimulus, visual stimulus or hearing sounds. Whatever words they are seeing, they cannot read they can read the words, but the words they are giving out is not proper. So there will be new words, meaningless new words. So it is called neologism and fluent aphasia. You can see this is because of defect in the sensory motor speech area, lesion in the Wernicke's area, and it is called sensory aphasia. And next one is motor aphasia. It is because of lesion in the Broca's area or motor speech area, and here because of this lesion the person cannot, the person can understand the meaning of the words, but he cannot bring out the motor command to the motor area. So person will speak very few words or no words at all. What is global aphasia? Global aphasia, here neither person can read, neither he can write, neither he can understand the meaning of the words. Can you understand? So this is called global aphasia. It is seen in lesions of Wernicke's as well as Broca's area. Then comes the dissociated language syndrome, and most important is conduction aphasia. What is conduction aphasia? In conduction aphasia, it is mainly because of defect in the or lesion in the arcuate fasciculus. What is arcuate fasciculus? Is a branch of neuronal connection between the Wernicke's and the Broca's area, and because of the lesion of the Wernicke's arcuate fasciculus, the impulse from the Wernicke's area cannot come to the Broca's. Still, the Broca's and Wernicke's are working independently and they are working fine, but then since the impulse from the Wernicke's cannot reach the Broca's, the sign symptom is like sensory aphasia. Okay, so these are the various defects in the speech, also known as aphasia. Okay, so try to study this topic, is very important for your exam, for understanding also as a neurologist in future. So this is very important, and for today let me stop here. Thank you very much.